I'm just sitting here.
Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes.
Hello.
Hello, space travelers.
When does the foul language start? You got to give it some time.
I don't give a goddamn hell.
It's your
That's the spirit. Let's go.
Aunt Drew, who hasn't been able to make it for a while, apparently. And my unfinished journey, who should really be here. And we have Molly, who needs to go over and kick Purple's ass.
Really?
Well, Purple's not here. Where the fuck is she?
That's exactly my question.
Boy, what a lazy bitch.
Yeah.
Here I am on my deathbed and I can show up. Where is she?
What's your excuse?
Oh God.
Well,
Let's get what we have today.
Deathbed, I'm on my death wheelchair.
That's
Close enough.
that's good.
And in and out.
National Sloppy Joe Day.
Really?
Who's had a Sloppy Joe lately? I haven't.
I have not had a
sloppy here at the hospital. And I had about 2 bites and said, I can't eat this shit. It was horrible. It was like 50% sugar.
Mm.
Oh.
Why would people want to make meat things sweet? Ugh.
That was one nice thing. The hospital food at the hospital that's near me is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it would be a safe thing to eat, and I was wrong.
Yeah, well.
I tried one of their burgers too. Those ended up to be just, mechanically processed whatever. Taken out of some plastic bag.
Well,
freeze-dried meat. Yum.
Yeah, they weren't so bad for hard, stiff burgers. Boy, the ground beef has been overworked.
I haven't tried the McDonald's Arch Special yet. It's intriguing.
I don't
By the
like
way,
McDonald's.
Audience and panel, I have some friends who are going to be stopping by to visit, and since I hardly ever get any friends to visit, I will be suddenly cutting off my presence from here after introducing them because they're nice old hippies.
All right.
And Stephanie will understand. We all got gray hair.
Mine is almost white.
Well, I had gray hair. It's vacant.
Yeah.
If I go, I'll show you guys. But right now, it's just bumps and patches on my head.
Yeah.
It doesn't all fall out evenly.
Don't have to show us.
Some days there's nothing comes out, and other days big chunks come out.
Yeah, that was my sister's experience. Pretty grim.
I've heard of some that it just all comes out overnight.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Everybody's different, I guess. And I would like to share my book for the
yes
to the whole audience.
I don't know.
Reading this book, a doctor here gave it to me. We were talking, and she thought it would be a good book. We have all heard the information in this book before, especially those of us who do trans activist work and LGBT activist work. But this book is nice because it's the source for all this information, and it actually says things with footnotes and stuff, so you can back up what you're saying.
Cool.
It is. Get close so you can see it easily.
Oh shit!
I got you in full screen so everybody can see it.
Oh, okay. This is the book that talks about homosexuality in the animal world, from doodle bugs to humans. Oh, that's right. We're not animals. Yeah, that's right. I love all the people that say we're not animals. They're such idiots. You can pick them out right away. You just pick out the idiots and the religiously fanatical just by asking that one question: are humans animals?
No, we are spiritual beings created by God.
Yeah. We can read and we can make nuclear bombs. Makes us superior, right?
Yeah, something. We're really just incredibly dumb animals. Like, who else would do this crazy crap?
Hey, Granny.
Yeah.
So I'll put that away.
Hello, Granny.
Hey, Granny, I'm sorry I missed that message. I've literally been sort of not, by absolute intention, not paying any attention to the internet, except for the horrible news. It's just been staying away from the whole thing. It's just too much. All right, might get noisy here.
Okay.
Let me know if the noise is too much, and I'll mute myself. Where the hell am I? Yeah. Okay.
And I just want to share with people that I do respect St. Patrick's Day. All right.
Yeah. Well,
A little bit more. There we go.
Oh, whoops.
Just you did it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
God damn it.
If I space it just right, it's like I'm in the picture and in real life.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Leprechauns.
Heck is
Stupid fun.
Yeah, I personally, it's like St. Patrick's Day is fine, but I like to celebrate Evacuation Day as a native of Suffolk County, Massachusetts, where Evacuation Day is celebrated every year on the 17th of March. It's especially fond of it this year on account of the day. What it marks is the date that the British left town in 1776, and it's been a holiday in Boston ever since.
Yeah. I celebrated Evacuation Day, and the toilet was never the same since.
That would.
I had a feeling somebody was going to say something along those lines, but is that too much?
Yeah, it's a little loud.
Yeah, I'll mute myself.
You can still hear us. We'll talk about you.
That's fine. Well, yeah. If you talk trash about me, I'll unmute and do nothing but so.
I found out only a few weeks ago, in all my years, that my paternal grandmother, good old Daisy Morgan, is first generation off the boat. She got here when she was like under 5 years old. And I guess that's pretty Irish. So that makes my dad, well, grandpa's father was, I forget how many generations. But so that makes me, what, 2 generations off the boat on my grandma's side, daddy's side? Well, half of. I don't know how they figure all that stuff. I don't care either. But now I have a great St. Patrick's Day. I'm not a fake Irish. I'm a real Irish.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many generations I'm off from. It's on both sides of my family, so.
Of course, I don't have a birth certificate that shows that.
Once side of my family I know, and the other side could go back to when the Dutch controlled New York. Then one was like the late 40s.
Godless,
Hello.
I have a
Hello.
a is that Kofi? Kofi, I'll go look it up and get over to YouTube and paste it. I'll be back in a bit, you guys.
Hello, you are Victoria?
Sloppy Joe Day.
Yep. Have you had Sloppy Joe lately?
Sloppy Joes are surprisingly good.
Never had it in my life.
Oh, you should try one at least once.
Joes are surprisingly good.
Never had it in my life.
Okay, who has the echo?
Joes are surprisingly good.
Ned, you're the one with the echo.
Oh, and it just keeps going.
No, it's off. This happens when I put also the YouTube screen on, so Ivy can comment.
Yeah. Gotta mute the YouTube thing.
Yeah. Just blame YouTube.
YouTube sucks. The algorithm sucks. Can you believe it? People get tons of followers for bilging out, tons of subscribers for bilging out why the earth is flat. We get fuck all.
Well, I'm sure some of those subscribers aren't even real subscribers. I do know they have a lot of services that we can buy subscribers, which are ultimately self-defeating, but
True.
we have Kofi for Jenni Morgan. That's good. If anybody can spare a few some change, I'm sure she could use it.
Yeah.
I would pin it, but I don't have that ability on YouTube here. I can only run the show.
You're not a super mod?
No.
If you guys want to know, that links to my PayPal account, which is under my business name, which is Rank Amateur Studios. And so that's why I'm giving this, because it has my name and should be less confusing for people.
Let's see. Hello, resist stop Prussian. Oh. This is a perfect analogy. You saw just as I was starting the show. Of Trump there in a boat. He's holding a hand drill. Well, he's obviously drilled a bunch of holes in his boat, and he's screaming help.
Yeah. He started the war, and now he
That's
thinks
about
that
the size of
NATO is coming to help him.
Mm.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
It's a defensive alliance, not a you shoot yourself in the foot and then beg angry bikers to come and beat the shit out of you. And then
Isn't he just the stupidest man on earth? I mean, he's just the stupidest man on earth.
Yes.
He's also. I also heard on the Good Morning America on their news crawl screen across the bottom, saying that we're going to have to be looking at Venezuela and Iran for fertilizer this year. It's just unbelievable how dumb this guy is.
Forget Belarus because he's getting potash from Belarus because he doesn't want Americans to have Canadian fertilizer.
Oh,
Okay, so for anybody who might need fertilizer out there, here a nice way of cleaning compost. You get a couple of 5-gallon buckets with a lid, one lid. It drill some holes in the bottom of one of the buckets. Oh, and there's purple. And then you can fill up that bucket, hit it with all your yard waste, your food scraps, and just let it break down. And then there you go. It's nice compost.
could you scale that up for a 10,000 acre farm, please?
Or just buy more buckets.
It is possible to square it up, but organic is expensive. But it's done. A lot of people do it. But the problem is it's worse than that because the guy, it's not just Trump. It's his fucking agriculture secretary who said, "Oh well, that won't be a problem for at least a few months." Dude, corn farmers plant in March.
Yeah, this is the time to plant a lot of stuff.
So stupid. I cannot fathom how stupid these people are. It's unbelievable.
Gross incompetence.
So just ask ChatGPT, are there any estimates the Pentagon put out as to how many troops it would take to topple the regime, successfully invade the country, and keep it from going to hell? And over 200,000 for invade, regardless of whether or not you stayed, and 500,000 plus to keep it from just disintegrating into madness.
Invade where?
All I had to do was ask ChatGPT. Iran. All I had to do was ask, so I did more research than Trump did.
Well, the thing is, they didn't ask ChatGPT. They asked whatever that AI that's on Elon Musk's. It's what's in Elon
Grok?
Musk's pocket. That's it. Yeah, Grok.
I'm sure even Grok, I'm sure, could do a better job than that.
You mean Mecha Hitler?
Yeah.
Hey, I have never heard
Grok
anyone.
probably could do better than Trump.
Oh yeah.
I have never heard anyone accuse the Trump administration of planning ahead.
Oh, Purple. That little Kofi link I just put in the chat. If you can pin that.
Yep.
Don't block me.
It's not even a question of not planning ahead. It's not stepping on your own feet, not shooting yourself in the face, a foot. You know, not cutting your nose off to spite your face. These guys just don't think of anything beyond this moment. They can't visualize 5 minutes from now.
You do it from you do it from the YouTube chat, not the StreamYards chat.
Yep.
I wish I had some clear nail polish.
Okay, I was just upgrading your moderator status, Major. Didn't realize we hadn't done that before.
Yeah.
Do you think a nail artist would do nails on a corpse?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure funeral parlors have people do that sort of thing all the time.
Oh yeah. It's their job to make you look alive.
Well, that's the
There you
undertaking. I'm talking about a nail artist. some Korean woman that says bad things about you while you're getting your nails done.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm sure that they can, call somebody in to do that. Sorry, everybody. I set my alarm, but left my cell phone in my purse, which is buried under my winter coat. So I guess that has muffled the sound to the point I didn't hear it.
All right, I think we just ban nap time for you on Wednesdays. It's against the rules, period.
Yeah, well, then I'll just fall asleep during the stream instead.
Journey, how come you're not up here? Are you at work?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm excited. My brother is coming to visit on Saturday, I believe. I'm going to bring some parts and tools so I can fix this wheelchair. Its brakes don't work. The lever on these things doesn't have an adjustment for tension, and so as you use it, the shitty little bolt that it's bolted on or that it pivots on wears out, and it can't put enough pressure against its crossbar to pinch the tire hard enough to keep it from moving.
Wait a minute. The brakes don't work.
Here, I'll show you a picture.
No. Is the hospital near a big hill? I'm just wondering if that's the hospital's way of getting rid of patients after their insurance has stopped.
That would be one way.
Yep.
See, all you need is a little
Stop.
rubber tube.
No, I know how they work.
It'll slip over that, and it'll work just fine.
Yeah. I know how they work. I was pushing Slothgirl around in a wheelchair for 2 years and always looking at ways I could tweak it.
Well, I sent that picture to my brother so he knows what to go to the hardware store and get.
Hey, Jen.
Oh.
Now is your laptop breaking?
No, I was just turning it the wrong direction. It's an iPad with a fancy keyboard cover. It only costs $40.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Bought it a couple of years ago. Yeah, I thought it was. It bends all over the place like that. The keyboard lights up real pretty. That was an important feature. And it's got directional arrow buttons. That's something nice.
Yes, I could have passed the duck.
I got this laptop with all kinds of more shiny keys and stuff, and then the previous owner came and said, "Hey, you can also use the screen as a touch screen." I didn't even notice that.
I got a laptop. Ethan loves it. Although, in my case, the computer goes on top of the cat, so. Everybody completely missed it. Mage, can we get the crickets so we can get moving again?
All right. What's the crickets? Yeah, I can't find the crickets. No, wait. There's the crickets.
Oh, yeah.
Joke wasn't paying enough to stop the entire show. Okay, guess we need a new topic. Everybody was saying how much Irish they were. I'm only Irish by a distant marriage. The closest I get to Irish is I had a very Irish uncle. Like
Jared,
if I said his name on stream, it would sound like I was making a stereotype.
Patio furniture.
Actually, it's Farrell Kirkpatrick.
Purple, you're late. I'm muting myself because I'm sawing and it's very loud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Jer, I scrolled back and I read your comments, and I just want to thank you very much. And you know how special I think you are. And you're definitely on my list of people I'm going to miss the most. Well, I won't miss anybody, I guess, actually. But if I did, you would be right up there, because I cared a great deal about you and your abilities and all that stuff. You know, we've talked. And I'm just sorry it has to end this way with everybody, not just you. But I'm glad you're here. I'm very glad you're here. Holy shit.
well, you know we're all gonna miss you.
I didn't want to be on camera for that.
Aunt Jerf said that's very sweet.
Come in. Oh, it's I gotta go time.
All right. Enjoy your visit.
Let's see, that's Waring, and that's Gretchen.
Hello.
Say hi, all you guys.
Who are we saying hi to?
The world.
Oh, the world. Oh, hello, world.
It's live on YouTube. All right, see you guys later.
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 All right.
Okay, I suppose this is the part where I'm supposed to, plug all the good stuff that everybody should, subscribe, share, and hit the thumb there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care if you, like us or don't like us. YouTube doesn't care which thumb it is. They all count the same.
Yeah. YouTube.
Actually, I've got a feeling that YouTube counts the thumbs down more because, rage content is what really keeps people staying on the platform. Oh. Yeah, I heard Jenny mention about that people could send contributions to her PayPal, which I can dig up later. I don't have it right now. But yeah, Godless Granny had been asking if we had a fundraiser set up for Jenny, so I will check with Jenny later about if we can just, start plugging her PayPal account and people could send money directly to that. I just wanted to make sure that wherever the money was going, that whoever was going to be in charge of Jenny's final affairs was going to have access to withdraw the money from it.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I'm hearing the clock ticking or if that is just for rhythmic water dripping.
Sounds like a clock.
Could be both, you know. I mean, water clocks were very popular before they had electricity. Actually, more medieval times. Unless you live in a climate like I am, where a water clock would not work for 5 months out of the year. But everybody's really quiet today.
Yes, I noticed that. Now, let's see here. We have the libs of TikTok talking about some trans woman who essayed an infant using an image of a person, and that's obviously pre-transition.
Well, actually, unless it's maybe somebody who is trans masked, because it does seem that those people can't get straight what a trans woman is and what a trans man is.
No, that's what it says. Isabel goes by name.
Oh,
I'm looking at the some news outlet on it.
I have heard of that person, and yeah, yes, deplorable person.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, libs have to try to pin it on all trans women. Why does this keep happening? Well, it doesn't. You're just cherry picking the data, and when you can't cherry pick it, you make the shit up.
Yeah, have you looked at how often this happens with with Catholic priests, with police officers?
No, I said she diddled an infant.
Yeah. No, I got that.
6 months old, apparently, according to the report.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a piece of shit, a person.
Oh. Well, besides St. Patrick's, we also went past Lavender Lady's favorite, St. Erho's Day, which is also the one I observed because, St. Erho was Finnish, and that's I am fourth generation Finn. That similar to what Jenny was saying. Actually, technically third generation, because my mother's mother was 4 years old when she came to this country in 1904.
Yeah, like I was saying, I'm not sure how many generations means I go back, but I do know I have Irish on both sides of my family. Very much on my dad's, I know that much.
Oh.
Though the heraldry, for as I can gather, gets some interesting background on the name. Where apparently he came from a group of people from Ireland who were forced to actually live in Scotland. So it's like an Irish-Scottish kind of thing.
Now, there was a period in history where the Irish and Scottish pretty much changed places. Sorry, Commander, you're breaking up there.
Yeah, you're breaking up real bad.
Yeah, we can't make out what you're saying at all. Oh, Steph, Robin Webster says, someone tell Steph hi for me.
Hi, Robin.
Hey.
I paused just for that one. My seventh great grandfather came to these shores, I should say, because there wasn't much of a country at the time. Seventh great grandfather, he was 7 years old. and he and his pregnant mom were aboard the Mayflower. So, and his name was Resolved. All right, I'm sewing again.
You.
Hello.
And do people know why American barns have that classic high roof shape?
Why?
Because a lot of them were designed by the shipwrights. And actually, in a lot of cases, when they came here to form a new colony, they literally just took the ship and flipped it upside down, and that was the barn.
That makes sense.
So yeah, they had the same people who had built the ships building the barns. So that was the structure that they understood how to build. Which is probably what became of the Mayflower. Nobody's certain of it, but that's most historians guess that it was probably turned into a barn after they landed here.
So, I heard about a story of this woman who is dating a purple octopus, this AI, with an Irish voice.
Well, you said it's a woman, so that cuts the field down by half. I'm trying to, I'm trying to figure out if this is somebody I knew, and it could have been.
Probably. I don't know. But apparently she has sex with it too.
Well, I mean, of course, you're not going to have somebody dating an octopus and not get into tentacle sex. That's just not going to happen. But yeah, you have to be careful when you're swimming in the ocean, because the tiny baby octopods. First of all, an octopus can squeeze through any hole it can fit its beak through, because the rest of its body is basically just a fluid sac. The beak is the only hard part. And then, of course, the babies, when they're born, are like almost microscopic. They're like the size of a pill capsule.
Yeah, they can fit on your on the tip of your finger.
Yep. So the thing you have to be careful about in the ocean is that, if they find it, they will crawl inside your ear, and they will slowly start eating your brain as they grow. So that, after about 2 years, you will just be an octopus piloting a meat mecha.
Mm.
See, that's how they plan to take over the land.
Yeah, octopuses are smart. Octopuses.
Octopods.
Octopuses, octopi.
They will have Gundam suits.
Well, if you want to go, by the epistemology of the word, octopus is actually Greek. So the proper plural in Greek would be octoped. Otherwise, you're mixing epistemologies. That octopi is the Latin and hence the English one. And octopuses is the Latin one. And octopi... octopi would be Latin. Octopuses would be English. I'm sorry, I'm messing it all up.
I said Octopussy because of the James Bond movie.
Oh, yes. The James Bond movie that the people at the theater didn't even want to say the name out loud.
You make me. Sorry, I was doing something with ChatGPT and I forgot to mute.
Oh.
I hope you're
Okay.
not fucking the AI like that one lady, the AI octopus.
Okay, kids, I'm wrapping it up here, so I'm just gonna say bye-bye as I put things away and get my car. So it's
Bye,
nice seeing
Steph.
you all.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Yeah, maybe I'll stop in next week. Who knows?
And we have a Godless Scummer in the chat showing up.
Hello?
Ciao.
What else we got around here?
Okay, Antier's with me. Oh, except it's Octopudes. So I was mispronouncing it, but Godless Granny said I need to be in Octopus's garden. I take it that's in my thing of the octopus eating your brain.
I was just thinking about that. In an octopus's garden in the sea.
Sorry, folks. I've been trying to catch up here, and I haven't been following the side chat much. Oh. Yeah, I'm still just dealing with stuff here, so I'm still kind of trudging through day to day because just too much crap keeps hitting me.
Oh, this looks like a fun one. You guys, little things is. I spent a week talking to Black MAGA supporters. And it looks like the guy doing the interviewing is talking to this black guy with a Make America Great Again hat. And the guy's wearing a God over government shirt. Let's see what this is about. Okay. I don't hear any music, so I can play this probably.
Okay. Yeah, the Dark Brandon channel's been doing a lot of videos about the MAGA voters who are having second thoughts.
So you think we're
Haven't
better
seen
off as
this,
black
so I don't know
people
what
now
this is.
than we were before LBJ passed those policies?
Yes, brother, we can vote without the threat of violence. Are you talking about the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Is that what you're describing as a negative thing?
I'm not saying the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was. I'm talking about.
That's LBJ. I just want to be clear. That's LBJ, who you said were we better off before LBJ? LBJ
said
signed the
I
Civil
said-
Rights Act of
I'm
1964.
talking about the war on poverty.
I just want to answer that one. I want to answer that specific one first. Was the Civil Rights Act of 1964 bad
I
thing?
agree with the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Thank you.
But at the same time, I'm also put like this. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery.
I don't know what that means.
I'd rather deal with the dangerous freedom of not knowing and controlling people with policies as much as possible versus the peaceful slavery of being married and tied to the government.
Given Trump's well-documented history of saying and doing racist things, I wanted to know how these black people could be drawn into Trump's political orbit. I learned a lot about black Republicans, and I think you will too. So with that, let's dig in.
Oh, that's all I could find. So.
Yeah, I've got to say, I find it really hard to believe seeing a black guy hanging out where there's a lot of Nazi flags in the background. It's like this is obviously somebody who didn't learn history. It wasn't just the Jews they went after.
Yeah.
Also a grift. because I bet you he's doing social media and collecting money.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to whore yourself out, the MAGA cult will embrace you and you can grift all of it.
Yeah, but if you're willing to sell out your own people, you know, you're going to wind up in the gallows by one group or the other.
I sent you for some reason I cannot show it or present it. But just sent you a Octopus Gundam.
Ah.
Octopus Gundam is a weird phrase to come in on.
Yeah.
But not the weirdest thing I've heard all day.
Well, of course not. You hang out with a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a teacher. Let me make that clear before anyone gets the wrong idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are. Octopus Gundam.
Athena. Kitty. I know you're on screen to give more followers, likes, and follows to this video.
Octopus Gundam.
But if you're going to show everyone your tail, you need to show the rest of you.
Yeah, and not just the butthole.
Well, she got that part down.
You know, in Octopus Gundam,
Someone was talking about Octopus.
Sorry, go ahead, Commander.
I was just explaining someone talked about an octopus mecha. That's when I started talking to ChatGPT.
Here's a octopus Zaku.
You know, in Octopus
Is that
Gundam,
from Zelda?
No, it's a Gundam thing. Yeah. The Zakus. They're the original grunt and mechs.
In Octopus Gundam is especially scary when you think about the fact that they have a decentralized nervous system. So basically, each tentacle can think independently. So they can literally be doing 8 different things at the same time.
Oh, so they have parallel processing capabilities. Cool.
Yeah. But, you know, that means that they could be firing 8 different weapons simultaneously.
Athena, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Aiming them.
But I'm almost certain chewing on that cord is a bad idea.
Hey, that's what I told the shelter each time I adopted a cat.
What?
Was that as long as they don't chew on the computer cords, everything else was negotiable.
Speaking of which, Athena, I need to remember to do something for you later.
Because, yeah, I am not good with cable management. I have cords running all over the place here.
Athena, thank you for knocking that thing to the floor.
I'm glad Molly didn't turn out to be a cord chewer.
Yeah. You know, I don't even gripe about the fact that they have destroyed the side of my recliner. I am willing to sacrifice the chair as long as they're not chewing on the cords. So, yeah, I have been, I did a brief study into doing upholstery many years ago. So that's kind of been in the back of my mind as one of the projects that eventually I will get to when I'm going to just have to reupholster my recliner.
Yeah, I gotta do some reupholstering on some furniture too.
Yeah. Well, I figure I'll just, you know, I can take it apart and I can use the existing pieces for, you know, patterns. And I think I'm just going to reupholster the whole thing in a heavy denim.
That won't work.
Actually, I already have that. Many years ago, I bought a full bolt of denim, for another project that I never got to, so I already have a bolt of denim that should have enough yardage on it to do the chair.
Oh, and stop the stupidity. If you're here, I just remembered to say hi.
This is obviously a slow day.
Yep. So the baby octopods, they definitely believe in, they're definitely mind goblins. Of course, do you know what a mind goblin is?
What?
Mind goblin D's nuts?
Oh, that's a joke.
Yeah.
There's the crickets.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just, like I say, I'm having a bad time. I'm not putting my jokes together very well at all.
My unfinished journey, what type of laptop is it? Because I have some issues like that with Lenovo. Rand's laptop specifically.
Maybe your Linux desktop just doesn't want to be woke.
I am having an ethical dilemma where I don't know if YouTube is going to zap me for having a video of Jeffrey Epstein hanging from a gallows.
I wouldn't put it up to just.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think that's too much getting into the whole thing that there was that issue about the YouTuber who filmed a body he found in the forest.
So whenever
It's a cartoon and he's singing about how Trump's entire little war was to distract people from the Epstein files.
My unfinished journey, without a little more information, I'm not sure what to go on, but are you pressing keys to try to get it to wake up? And it is turned powering on. It's just falling asleep, right? Well, if you can get into the settings, I would just turn it on so it doesn't fall asleep, if that's the issue. And remember, the most important thing we need to know about the war in Iran is that Trump is in the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh.
That's just out of the stuff that's been released. He's in it like what, 38,000 times, something close to that.
He's mentioned more times in the Epstein files than the word God in the Bible.
Well, maybe that's what they were trying to fix by adding a book of Trump to the Bible. Then he would be mentioned more in the Bible.
There actually is a version of the Bible where they replaced the word God with Trump.
Now, I am eating chicken flavored crackers from the Amish store.
Craig. I'm sure
Hello.
I've
Hello,
got
Theo.
that on Discord, but I don't know how to play it from there without showing my entire Discord.
Oh, stop the stupidity.
Oh, hey, Theo.
All right. Oh, yeah. Let's take this. Let's take this lanyard off because this lanyard gets annoying.
Oh, me manwich. Never had a sloppy Joe. I don't know. Is a sloppy Joe that much of an American thing or what? I'm surprised by how many people have said they've never had one.
I don't really care for them.
Depends on how they're made.
Yeah, godless scummer. Trump has to have his presidential library because that is where the plane that he got from Qatar is going to be donated. So in order to use the plane, he has to have his presidential library established.
Oh, I thought he needed this thing to the White House to park that thing, that plane.
I think we should make his official White House plan Malaysia Airlines. Was it 370? Whatever the one that broke up that we don't know really what happened to, but disappeared.
Yep. Wait, what the fuck is a sloppy Joe?
An American food. It's like beef and like some sort of sauce. Some people put onions in them.
Yeah.
They're called sloppy joes because they're really messy to eat.
Usually.
Yeah. The basic concept is if you just brown up a pan of ground beef and empty a whole bottle of barbecue sauce in it, you've got the basic idea there.
So think of it as like the American version of the taco.
Yeah.
And you put it in a bun.
Depending, actually. One of the more supported origins of it is that it was actually first started by a restaurateur in Cuba. So it's not necessarily an American invention.
So
but we're not sure because there are like a couple of conflicting origin stories for it.
This is what it looks like. Actually, this doesn't look like that badly made one version. You can see how it's all messy coming out.
Yeah, and yeah, it tends to just of course drop chunks of the sauce and meat on your clothes while you're eating it. So
yeah, you have to eat it very carefully.
Yeah, and it's people put different things on them. Some people put pickle slices on them.
It's incredibly unhealthy for you.
Actually,
I don't know.
Actually, it's technically better than a hamburger because if you brown the meat and you drain off the grease before you put the sauce on, so definitely not any worse than a hamburger and possibly lower fat.
Oh, so now if I go to the UK, I can get the runs from the border too. Taco Bell will not approve that slogan no matter how many times I suggest they should change it to that.
Another one that does basically just ground up cooked meat with looks like some scallions in there, green onions.
Yeah, let's not
pickles
have
there.
any more pictures of sloppy joes, please.
Yeah, no, I was just giving that to give people the basic idea. But yeah, it's basically, just tomato sauce with whatever kind of spices you want to throw into it.
Hi, Athena. Listen, Athena, you're going to have to come up on camera. You know the rules.
Yep. And it was like in the 1960s that Hunt's kind of standardized it by selling their manwich sauce in a can. A hamburger is an edible city dweller, same as a frankfurter.
There's a light.
Yeah, well, you know, I keep saying that cannibalism solves two problems at once. You know, it solves it can help reduce world hunger and at the same time reduces overpopulation.
At the Frankenstein place.
Well, that was Meatloaf.
Meatloaf is a singer.
Yes, both. If you saw Rocky Horror, they literally were eating the singer Meatloaf.
Yes, when I've seen it, it's Rocky Horror is one of those terrible movies that has survived just because it has a cult following.
Yeah. Well, you know, and it's like, it's not much fun to watch it at home. You know, it's the audience participation aspect is what made it so much fun.
That's the reason why I've never seen it.
Yeah, there used to be a theater in Minneapolis that played it every Saturday night, so I got to go see it with the full theater experience a number of times. Oh, really? Okay, in the UK, apparently, Demolition Man, they substituted Pizza Hut for Taco Bell because they didn't think enough of the Brits would know what Taco Bell was.
I mean, they're missing nothing by not knowing what it is.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't know what Steak and Shake was before I moved to the Midwest, and now I kind of, after they went like full mega, I kind of wish I hadn't ever learned what they were.
You know, for over 10 years, I was seeing Sonic commercials when I was living in states that didn't have a single Sonic location. I've still never been there. There is one here now, but I've still never been there.
It's another American fast food place. It's not.
I've had Steak and Shake before. They're not bad.
Yeah, but they've got. Problem isn't their food. The problem is their ideology. Because they've decided let's go Maha because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So has Jenny popped in today, or?
Yeah, she had visitors, so she left.
All right.
Yep. Sure, in a lot of cases, I would agree that, you know, audience participation is usually something I wouldn't enjoy. The advantage with Rocky Horror is that you could go online and you could, you know, download the script and all the cues so that you could go in fully prepared and know what lines to respond to.
All right, so I have to get some things done. I have to take a CPR class. I need to print out a W-2 so I can do my taxes. Is it wrong that I'm just going to be lazy this year and have like an accountant or one of the tax preparing place do my taxes?
No.
I mean, I shouldn't. It's like, yeah, the math teacher doesn't want to do the math for their taxes.
Well, you know, it can get a bit tricky because, you know, if you're going to do your taxes the way the millionaires do, you have to deal with imaginary numbers.
Listen, I only use imaginary numbers to describe my complex relationships. Okay, no one got that, but
What are imaginary numbers?
Imaginary numbers are not real, if that helps.
Yeah, that, but in what context? I have an imaginary friend.
All right, so I
She's in the
is
side
defined,
chat.
I is defined as the square root of -1. Because there's no real numbers you can multiply together to get -1. So in the about the mid-19th century, mathematicians said, hey, we're going to invent this square root of -1, and we're just going to call it imaginary because it's not real.
Yeah, it's a quantity that can't exist in the real world.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, look at Trump's IQ.
No, that's negative mage.
Wait a minute, we've got negative mage. Did he cross over from the mirror universe? Do I have to figure out which one to shoot again?
No, someone just multiplied him by -1.
Okay, because I was through that once before. I had an evil twin, and of course I had to eliminate them, and to this day I still wonder if I may have shot the wrong one.
Well, if we multiply mage by another -1, he'll become mage again.
Or we can take the original mage and multiply it by his identity matrix and we'll get mage back.
Well, unless we've got a mage and an anti-mage and they just, cancel each other out and form a, microscopic black hole.
So is mage like a white wolf mage, a black mage from Final Fantasy VII, a D&D mage?
Well, the name actually originally did come from Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy.
I was going to say, if I'm going to be any type of mage, I'm going to be a white wolf mage where I can literally bend reality to my will.
Okay, I think this gets in about the same realm as imaginary numbers. How could we have an original final something that then had several sequels? It wasn't very final then, wasn't it?
I think it's called Final Fantasy because they're usually about some sort of end of the world.
I don't know. Mel Brooks made History of the World Part 1, but he never was planning to make a Part 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6.
We are finally getting a Mel Brooks sequel, and may he live until it gets finished.
Well, and Final Fantasy being the end of the world doesn't work either, because, we've got all of these religious people who are fantasizing about what happens after the world ends.
I didn't say it was the end of our world. It's the end of their worlds, usually. I think, and it's not all the time. Like, Final Fantasy VII is essentially, Shinra is essentially a metaphor for oil companies that are destroying the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
They all
that wasn't a
commandment.
That was
I
prophetic.
think the 15th commandment is thou shalt bring beer and pizza to a party, but I could be wrong.
Well, the 11th commandment is thou shalt not use a semicolon before an if statement in Pascal. The 12th commandment is thou shalt use Python. The 13th commandment is there is no 13th commandment.
If I don't have a Python handy, can I substitute a constructor?
Wrong Python.
Mm.
And do you mean a constructor? Because those already come with Python.
Okay. Python, is that, like a weekend event of how much you can eat?
Wish it was, because I love pumpkin pie. I think he's talking about the programming language of Blender.
Mm-hmm. I have to confess that I have had nights that I have sat and eaten an entire key lime pie by myself.
And I believe the 14th commandment is if Pennsylvania does something differently than the rest of the world, Pennsylvania's right. You need to stop calling everything with crust. You need to stop calling those like meat pies with crust chicken pot pie. They are not pot pie.
Well, of
Everything with,
course not. They don't have any cannabis in them.
but everything with a crust is made by Jesus crust, like toast and toast.
It turned out he was a baker
Yeah.
who lived in the 1st century Palestine, and they just got the spelling wrong, and that created a horrible religion because of bad spelling.
See, when the
Sometimes he
Well, that-
does appear on toast, but
That's
And that's
Jesus crust. He is the bringer of toast. He's actually was a nice person.
when the text talks about Jesus rising in 3 days, they're talking about him making sourdough bread.
Yeah, exactly. That is
Yes.
what
That
it
makes
was.
sense.
every good Jewish baker.
Yes.
I haven't made sourdough bread in a while. I might want to try that again. I mean, it tastes good, but sourdough is one of those weird things. It's not a weird thing, but I kind of like it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you need to have a good starter for it.
Well, starters aren't hard to make. It's just I haven't made them in a while. And you don't need like any yeast on hand for it because you're using natural yeast. That's
I've
kind of the
never
whole
tried
point.
to make a starter. I just always got one from one of my sisters.
Oh, I think a sourdough starter is just essentially flour and water. That you let set for a while, and then when you make the bread, you add the additional ingredients into it and knead it. And
Well, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, I've never had a lot of luck with baking. My bread tends to be very inconsistent. But I think a lot of that has to do with, just not being able to control the environment it's being made in and too much variation in, temperature and humidity and such.
I mean, other types of bread you can make pretty easily in a bread machine.
I found that not to be the case. My ex bought me a bread machine, and I had the same problem. I could not turn out a consistent product in it.
Well, bread's one of those products that sometimes can be affected by environment like humidity.
Mm-hmm.
Or you might be killing your yeast somehow.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. That I wasn't able to, very well control the humidity and the temperature of, where it was rising.
But I was going to say, I didn't have much of a problem making potato bread in my bread machine.
I never tried doing potato bread.
Well, I couldn't find potato bread when I moved to Indiana. Then I started selling it.
There's a local bakery here that makes it, so I have no trouble getting it.
It's still not as good as the homemade stuff, but it's just like...
Yeah.
Plus, to make the potato bread the way I did, I need to get a microwave again, and I don't have one.
You don't have a microwave?
There's just not a lot of space here, and didn't really see a need for one.
But I don't know. The microwave's how I make most of my food. So,
well, the microwave dries out the potatoes, so they pretty much easily. It's just the way it dries out the potatoes that makes them easier to have the machine ground them up.
Yeah. But between having my microwave here and having Sloth Girl cooking, I lived here for 6 months before I realized that the stove wasn't even plugged in. That apparently when they had moved it to clean between people, they had not reconnected the stove.
So that's why it took so long.
Yeah, but it took me 6 months to realize it because I hadn't tried to use it.
Is my unfinished journey still in the chat? Because I don't know what happened to their Linux desktop.
What happened to Journey's what?
I don't know what happened to his desktop. I never got an answer. It's like, does he try like pressing a key or?
Oh.
Because that's usually how my computer wakes up. Of course, sometimes my computer turns itself off through cat-assisted behavior.
I had that problem with my old computer because unfortunately had the power button not on the front but on the top.
Yeah, that's what Athena does. When she jumps down, it's like, whoop, here's the
Yeah.
power button.
Well, so of course the cat liked to, lay on top of the computer because it was warm, and often while jumping off would hit the power button.
Yeah, she doesn't lay on top of it. She likes to be up on the desk because she wants my attention. And
yeah.
But when she decides I'm done, she just sometimes jumps down in such a way that she hits the power button.
Yeah, well, the other thing with me needing the microwave is when I do cook, I tend to use the crock pot. So I make big batches of things, like a gallon at a time.
I need to get a new crock pot.
What is a crock pot?
A slow cooker.
It's a slow cooker.
Okay.
Never seen a crock pot before?
No. No idea.
Well, I don't know. They might not be called that before there, but yeah,
Probably
basically
we
it's
have them,
just-
but it's a different name or something. I don't know.
yeah.
Slow cooker or crock pot. That's the only things I know them by.
I know what a crack pot is.
Well, a crock pot is like a crock pot, except it does things much more slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And it will never be president of the United States.
And you can make sloppy Joe meat in it.
Hey.
Full circle.
Back to your subject.
Jesus
That's what-
holds up. Okay.
Go ahead.
Jesus holds up the bread and said, "This is my body." Next, Jesus holds up the wine and says, "This is my blood." After that, Jesus holds up the mayonnaise and Peter says, "That's enough."
Yeah. Anyway, that's what a crock pot is.
Okay.
So it's this little kind of heating element that you put a ceramic pot in, has a top over it, and just kind of cooks the stuff that you put it in very slowly at usually 2 or 3 settings.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's
Pretty
very much
useful.
like the one I have, except the one I have has an electronic display.
Does it have a webcam?
A what?
A webcam?
Why would it need a webcam?
Now, all these electronic things seem to get. I have to have internet connection and a webcam and stuff.
Yeah.
So they can
No.
later what you bought, turn it into that you want to buy, that you want to cook something that you have to pay for an
Subscription.
subscription.
I'm surprised they haven't done that.
Yeah. Not everything needs Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they haven't done it on the crock pots, but I understand that they have been doing that on some of the new refrigerators.
I am just, if there's one thing I'm really grateful for with the Trump regime, it's that he's finally decided which apocalypse he wants to bring us to. I mean, he was going he wasn't committing to one for a while, but now I think he's committed us to nuclear war.
Mm.
Oh. Well, if you can give me more details, but it's I think for the most part, all you need to do is just press the keys hard enough so it should turn back on. If it's just sleeping, that's the issue. Or if you don't want it to fall asleep, just go into the power settings in Mint and just set it so the desktop doesn't sleep.
About this this war that's now happening, just for shits and giggles, you should read the first chapter of Arthur C. Clarke's novel 2061. Just for shits and giggles.
I've read it before.
He tells exactly what is happening now. What did this guy know?
Probably nothing. Probably
but
not a lot.
it was fantasy, but he had it all right.
I mean, it would be like reading Dune and saying that's like, oh, hey, maybe it's dangerous to have like one area full of religious fanatics control something that's important to our trade routes.
Yeah, but he started it with that something like the World War III started in the Middle East, and it was also a nuclear war. But there was only one nuclear weapon ever thrown, and then they were so scared of what happened that they stopped it. And it was something like that. It is in the first chapter of that book.
So this is important, my unfinished journey. Is it when you're turning it on, or did it fall asleep? Because those are two different things. Because it could just be you don't have the right monitor driver for Mint for some reason. I also assume you're checking things like cables and making sure the monitor's on, making sure it's plugged in, all that sort of thing.
Plug in. That is very important.
The novel 2001 was published in 1987.
Not 2001.
2061. I meant, yeah. Was published in 1987 during the Reagan years. So yeah, it wasn't difficult to speculate on that stuff then.
Yeah, but
and of course, war in the Middle East has been. Huh?
This guy has such a nice way of writing, Arthur C. Clarke.
Yeah. But, war in the Middle East has been the hands-on favorite for where nuclear war was going to start pretty much since the 1960s.
So is everything else powering up?
Because the Middle East is filled with religious zealots who don't care if the world burns because they think their gods are going to come back.
Yeah, the same as the evangelical Christians. They just don't care if the world burns because they will get the rapture and they will all fly to heaven and they can worship God forever and ever and ever until they go completely loony.
Well, can God do us a favor and just rapture the religious zealots now so the rest of us can live in a sane world?
That would be a very good idea.
All right, my unfinished journey, I think it's best
Finish what you're going to say. I'm sorry I have a delay.
It's best to do this like one-on-one with you where I can at least see what your computer is doing over a Zoom session or something. Because it could be any number of things, but it just sounds like... But it also could be it's like...
When I was... Sorry.
Issue with your monitor. Could be an issue with memory. But in this case, if it was working, I think it's probably you just... If not even the bootloader is like your BIOS coming up. And you bring it into BIOS. But anyway, just set something up and I'll try to look at it. We'll see if we can do a Zoom call.
Yeah.
When I was religious, I thought it would be the nutters like the hardline evangelicals, hardline Jews, and hardline Muslims that would actually be the villains of the end times because they were all fucking nuts.
Well, the hardline Jews kind of are the villains in this one because they're on our side.
No, to be accurate, our government is on their side. They're not on our side.
Well, both of them just want to stay out of prison.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see why Trump should have such a problem with prison because, his delusional mind, I'm sure he would find some way to spin that as a victory.
It's not like he's going to be there long.
Well, of course, his nightmare is that they're not going to serve him McDonald's in prison. Although the one he'd be going to, yeah, they'll probably cater whatever meals he wants.
Well, he'd probably wind up under house arrest because the Secret Service has to protect him. But
So the fundamentalist Christians want the Jews to rebuild the temple so that some douchebag who pretends to be their friend can go inside of it and call himself God. And when they reject that douchebag, then that douchebag will ravage them. That's what the Christian texts say. And only after the Jeebus comes back will things get better. So that's the Christian worldview. So I think the Christians are just using the Jews to fulfill their religious fantasies.
Yeah.
They don't actually like them.
Well, of course not.
A man was washing a car with his son when his son stopped and asked, "It's like, hey, Dad, can't we use a sponge?"
Yeah.
Athena, what are you doing? Are you about to jump on me?
She's being a cat.
I love that she was about to jump on me until I asked her what she was going to do. She's like, yeah, I was going to, but now I'm going to do this other thing now that you've guessed what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you know, when I'm working on the computer and I'm distracted, I still have that sensation like Sammy's son's jumping up on the back of my chair. And then I realize he's not really there. So that's continuing to make that difficult on me.
Is Ethan doing it?
No, that's usually when Ethan's laying in my lap and I feel another cat jump up on the back of the chair.
Oh, well.
And just the weird thing is that I feel the weight of the chair shift, but, you know, our mind can play many tricks on us.
True. What am I listening to?
I have a theory.
It's a guitar.
I have a theory. I have a theory that listen to the music of the Doobie Brothers is written on a ukulele. Want to hear it?
All right, I know you don't want to do that.
If you hear that now, it's written on the ukulele. This is
that
just...
sounds right. So.
Yeah, I also have a ukulele.
That is quite musical. So when I first got here, his hand could barely hold it, but the guitar and stuff, but he's gotten much better. He just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, and his doctor said wishes all his patients were musicians.
Yeah.
You didn't mind me sharing that because you are good at guitar and ukuleles and anything with strings.
Yeah, I made a change on this ukulele because the first string is 1 octave higher, and I made it like the last strings of the guitar. It is.
Is he good at quantum physics?
Yeah. It completely confirms with quantum physics and every kind of physics. It just sounds better.
So you can tell us that string theory is nonsense?
And then I have to sing La Bamba, and that I can't.
You mean La Bamba?
Yeah. La 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 Bamba. La 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 Bamba. Que necesito una poca de gracia.
Hey, we're watching a cat.
What?
I think we're supposed to be watching a cat.
Oh, yeah.
I just figured I would put my camera on because It seemed to just be pointed at Ethan anyway.
I don't have a song
So there.
about a cat handy.
You get to watch Ethan and you get free foot pick.
Wait, you don't have the stray cat strut?
I know of it, but I can't hear it in the.
Well, I'm not. Oddly enough, by the Stray Cats.
Yeah, I know of the Stray Cats, but I don't know how to play it on the ukulele.
Stray cats try like my lady's cat.
I don't know. Have to hear it. It's still long ago.
Feeling Casanova, hey man, that's that. Get a shoe thrown at me by a mean. Yeah. I torture people with it at karaoke.
You know, I never thought about that.
How do you make?
What, Stray Cat Strut?
No, that maybe I could just, sing it in cat instead.
Or torturing people.
Well, just instead of trying to sing the actual English words, that I could just make cat sounds to it.
Meow, 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 meow.
I thought of the Year of the Cat of L. Stewart, but that is way too complicated for a ukulele. Come on, there must be more songs about the cat.
Bye, Theo.
Well, there's The Cat Came Back.
Hey.
That's not really something I think really gets played on a lot of string instruments.
Smelly Cat.
Is that a song?
Yeah.
Thanks to friends, there is. Thank you for reminding me of that terrible TV show.
You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat, but who really wants the cat skins?
Not me.
Cats in the
What
cradles.
do you do with the rest of the cat?
I once had a cat fur on my shoulders, and then I made a picture of it, and everybody on Facebook said, "Oh, you don't do that. What you don't wear cat fur?" And I said, "Why not? The cat is still inside, and he loves it."
Yep.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? Hey.
What should we do with the drunken sailor? What should we
do with the drunken sailor?
What
shall we do with the drunken sailor lying in the morning?
Bet you can do it on the ukulele.
What's that you're holding up? Guitar Method Book 1, okay.
Yeah.
Appears to be fading in and out of existence.
I don't need no guitar method book.
That's because you're not trying to learn to play the guitar. I am.
I am playing more. I'm only playing the guitar for something like 60 years now. So,
yeah. Well, if you're just playing the ukulele, you should probably get the soundtrack from Steven Universe. Because that was all played on the ukulele, and the creator admitted that she only knew like 8 chords.
oh, okay. Next time I can bring up my guitar, and then you can get my Spanish guitar, and that will sound something a little bit better.
Yeah.
Well, there was a pseudo-Spanish song about a cat. I remember learning as a kid. I think it was called Senor Gato.
Oh, sorry, Athena.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was a stupid kind of kid sort of folk song, but
Let's see. There's Black Cat. What's New Pussycat? Cool Kid
What's
is not
new,
about cats.
pussycat? Whoa, whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa.
There's Cats the Musical, of course.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to be a cat.
I don't know that one.
All Dead,
that's
All Dead, written by
Aristocats.
Brian May about his childhood cat. Cat People Putting Out Fire, David Bowie.
Hey, in the side chat, does no one know a song with a cat in it?
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know that song. I don't know anything of the musical Cats.
No, it's not from the musical Cats.
It's a Disney song.
Oh, that's still I don't know it.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Yep.
Because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at.
Well, and that one
Free.
That one you could actually play on a guitar because Tom Lear declared that a piano is actually an 88-string guitar.
Yeah, piano is
Everyone
also
wants to be a cat because they get sat, pampered.
The piano is also a big harp.
Yep.
It was originally called the harpsichord in its original home.
Yeah.
And they first made anything like it.
They just laid a harp flat and then they started to pick and make picks on it. So that's why it sounded so weird.
I thought a harpsichord was something much smaller.
No, a harpsichord is piano-like. It has like doubles. But when you press the keys, it plays two strings at once.
And it has hard hammers instead of soft hammers. Something like that.
There's Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King. That involves cats.
No, I don't know that song.
Well, it's not about cats. It just involves
And you feel love left tonight and being to you when Elton John sang it.
Yeah. Native Atheist, Jenny had proposed that as being the epitaph on her tombstone when we were on Granny's show.
I still think she should go with Nothing is Written in Stone.
Yeah, already with Stray Cat Strut is a little bit, yeah, on the ukulele. But listen to the music, sounds good.
Yeah. There we go. I got another good one for a tombstone. I'm dead, get over it.
I got something better for a tombstone. If I die, I don't get a tombstone.
Here lies Lester Moore, 4 slugs from a 44. No les, no more.
That's a good one.
Supposedly that's somewhere in Tucson, Arizona, but I think that's an urban legend.
I thought Tucson was in Arizona. Okay, on here says Stray Cat Strut. I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, we need to fix that.
What are you looking at? Okay, Ned?
Huh?
I think that's kind of enough because nobody can really talk when you're playing that loud.
Yeah, I'm putting it away. It was only a joke.
Yep. And it was fun for a bit. I'm just saying that, yeah.
But yeah, this thing's so loud. I'm sitting like 2 meters away from the microphone.
We can hear it.
Yeah, It's a good ukulele for 16 euros.
Or it's a good microphone.
Well, that's also possible.
And if you want to listen to the Stray Cats thread, it's a link in private chat.
I can find Stray Cats. You need a kind of a different guitar for that.
Well, I'm just saying if people want to listen to it, the link's there.
Have you ever heard of the Brian Setzer Orchestra?
Brian Setzer was a member of the Stray Cats, yeah.
Yeah, but have you heard of the Brian Setzer Orchestra? He does all the Stray Cats numbers with a big band. It is amazing.
Well, I mean, the Brian Setzer Orchestra is what he did after the swing revival.
Yeah,
in the 90s.
Yeah, but he did it with like a Glenn Miller like orchestra. It was really, it sounded like he won quite a few Grammys or whatever that you will earn in the music with it. It's a unique thing.
I made my own cat song, Kittens of Destruction. Not really my best work. One of my first ones when I was playing around with Suno.
But the original version of the song was rockabilly, so yeah, there should be a guitar part for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
only use Suno for making something or giving something a melody and stuff, but I still write all my text myself.
Yeah, I like to write the lyrics myself.
And sometimes I use ChatGPT to get to find some better words that rhyme better and are better in the rhythm. But most of the songs, all the songs I have made on and that are on YouTube, I have written the text myself.
Yep, I use Grok the same way.
No, I'm lying. And the song that Ivy did, the Hemorrhoid Blues, that was a joke. I just asked ChatGPT, can you write a blues song about hemorrhoids? And that came out.
Well, I'm not quite sure I do it verbatim, but I will ask the AI to help with it a little bit, just to get inspiration if I need it, or just to help with if I'm having trouble figuring out a good word to work into one spot. But yeah, I write the stuff myself.
But like that song that I made for the Trump's American Taliban, I wrote that one myself. I wrote the one that still needs a clip. That is Nathan's Blues about Nathan Thompson, how stupid he is, and some other of these things, like Trumpty Dumpty said on the
And maybe you can do a song about how Kent Hovind was framed.
Yeah, I thought I tried it. I tried to do something about Kent Hovind, but yeah, it wouldn't.
I get it. He's a self-parody. You can't make him more ridiculous than he already is.
I mean, I have a history with Kent Hovind, and he still doesn't know that I am the one, because I kept my identity always very, very, very carefully hidden.
All right, so if you're looking for another just catchy tune that you can do whatever with, there's the sheet music for something called The Last Shanty.
Last Suno song I did was actually my own Power Rangers theme.
I think the last time I came up with any, well, I don't need to mention that person. That was years ago. And the last I heard, he's being transphobic on Rumble now.
I've been working on additional lyrics for 3 Kobolds in a Trench Coat lately.
And I'm still waiting for the humanist guitarist that Granny had to her Jesus Drowned Little Children song to get around to doing the Book of Mormon.
I want to make a song about Jesus Christ in his life. Jesus Christ Baker.
Can you top King Missile's hit song? Well, it wasn't really a hit song, but it was called Jesus Was Way Cool.
Well, it was Jesus crust because he didn't wear socks, so all he had to use to clean up was his robe.
Jesus crust and the holy toast.
Jesus told us to eat his body and drink his blood. That is so cool.
I actually have a room in the DSA where I was writing different parodies of biblical scripture, but for Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're completely writing a new scripture, and then we will introduce Jesus Christ in one epic video, and then and I think that will be a very good way if Kent Hovind ever sees it to become the center of Wagon 80s or something.
Yeah, honestly.
I read a few verses. In the beginning was bread, and the bread was with us, and the bread was breakfast, and with the bread was bread was with the baker, and through him all bread was made that was made. And that's a kind of parody.
And God said, "Levy the bread," and it was good.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best thing to do with Kent Hovind is leave him alone. Malignant narcissists, the best thing you can do with them is ignore them.
Yeah, I'm now doing nothing with Kent Hovind. I'm now busy with Eric Hovind, and Eric Hovind is a photocopy of Kent Hovind, because I'm now trying to find something that he says, and I want to overlay it on these seminars that he did in the 80s. He says exactly the same, the same
Pretty
word.
much, yeah.
I mean, logic.
He says exactly the same. And
Yeah.
that's why conspiracy cats got him, because he studied it and he went off the path that he and then I wasn't prepared for that.
Conspiracy Cats was not the first.
I wasn't
YouTuber
prepared
to
for
do
that.
Oh yeah, there were more, but
the first one I encountered was a crossover between Apologia and Logic.
I think it's a shame that Eric decided to be a con man like his father.
Logic, he did this series from "Hello, my name is Kent," and then he had this song from "You're a
living dinosaur,
aren't you, Kent? You're a fucktard, aren't you, Kent?"
I remember that song.
You know that he's. Yeah, I know the song. I can't even play it. I think it's a very good song. Logic was, he was great.
He's still around.
Yeah, he's still around. I still get his notifications in the mail, because somehow YouTube doesn't send them.
Oh, just make sure you go back to his channel and all instead of personalized. I do that for all the channels I subscribe to, because otherwise YouTube will just send what they think you're interested in.
Yeah, but sometimes I chat with Logic. I like him. He's as crazy as I am. Once he told me that he was making a video and that it was about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, like he said, in his house, and he says, "I'm dripping." And then I said, "Why don't you do that? Make your suit, make that black mask wet on purpose." And then no. But
I did tell you that there's sheet music you can play with if you want in the chat, right?
I can't read sheet music.
It does have chords on top, I believe.
I can only read music notes when they are larger than 3 meters. Then I can see. No, I never learned to read music. Just play by feeling.
You've never learned to read music, huh?
Yeah, I can read music. I can read music, but then I have to keep my fingers with the note, that note, that note, that note, just like someone in first class of school learns to read. So I cannot play for music, and there is absolutely no necessity to do that.
Yeah, I can't play from music either. Of course, I can't play without music, but
I'm just missing.
Yeah.
There were only two things There were only two things that prevented me from pursuing a career in music, and that was a lack of a sense of rhythm and any discernible musical talent.
Hey, same with me.
And I had both. I got it from my father.
My late fiance used to say I was proof that white people got no rhythm.
But if white people have no rhythm, how do we explain the Irish?
Yeah. Well, actually, if you go back to,
okay, that was terrible. Maybe we shouldn't have gone there.
Come on, we all are a descendant of black people, because the first people were black in Africa. So, we just bleached. So for some reason.
Technically correct. Well, it was just because moving far enough north, protection from the sun wasn't such an issue.
But not making enough vitamin D was.
Yep, that's why.
But the Irish do have some really cool music.
And they have some really cool dancing.
Something called stomp. Was that Irish or Scottish?
Scottish have some really cool music too.
I do like
Not
a lot of the stuff
bagpipes.
from the group Celtic Women.
Oh yeah.
But that kind of goes against St. Patrick's Day.
Hey, just because the bagpipes were invented as a form of psychological warfare, we shouldn't hold it against the instrument.
Hey, I always had nightmares about Russia invading Scotland. Accordions versus bagpipes?
Wasn't the accordion invented by a German?
Well, it seemed most people associate it with Russian music.
Oh, yeah.
The harmonica was invented by the same person who invented the accordion.
Well, the harmonica was invented because it didn't kill as many people when you dropped one out of an airplane. Actually, during both World Wars, they were known to do that to improve the morale of the troops. They were literally dropping pianos out of airplanes to the troops.
The accordion was developed in the 19th century, parallel in Germany and Austria. So it was invented in two places around the same time.
My father was a very good accordion player.
Okay, the thing with bagpipes is that you are either a master or you are absolute shit. There's nothing in between.
Well, if you want to use them for psychological warfare, the second one is better.
I've seen this girl playing with Dragon Force together with this other girl with an electric violin, and they played the intro of Through Fire and Flames on bagpipe and violin, and it sounded awesome. Look it up.
Yes, but do you understand the art of well-written code?
Has nothing to do with bagpipes.
Yeah, not unless I'm trying to get the code to mimic the sound of bagpipes.
Oh, yeah.
Or just play bagpipe music. That's
isn't it? Most instruments aren't these based on samples?
I haven't done a game in a while.
that is yeah.
It's Darth Vader playing flaming bagpipes while riding a unicycle.
That is the most. That is yeah.
In
Actually,
Portland.
mates, that's what I was just looking for as you did that. Yeah. This is the Portland. Oh, I forget what they call them now, but yeah. Yeah, it's a guy who lives in Portland who just does this. He rides around the streets playing flaming bagpipes in a Darth Vader mask.
Yeah.
The Portland Unipiper, that's what they call him.
Not the Unibomber, but the Unipiper.
Yep.
I don't know if we can get away with actually playing a video clip
Didn't
of
they
his.
find the Unabomber somewhere in the Pacific Northwest?
I don't think Pacific Northwest. I think it was in Wyoming and Montana. But we all know he taught Trump's uncle at MIT, even though I don't think the Unabomber went to MIT. My favorite thing is like watching after like the math groups and I follow on Facebook will sometimes happen. It's like, if you forgetting that Ted the Unabomber was also a math genius can lead to some really awkward citations unless you include something else. Then you see like a footnote. It's like Ted Kaczynski and the work he was
Montana.
And then you see another footnote after that citation, like that just says better known for other work.
Okay, Porpoise, at what point did you learn that Tom Lehrer was also a musical satirist?
Well, I learned he was actually a math teacher at Harvard a lot later, but because I first heard Tom Lehrer on the Dr. Demento show doing songs like the Masochism Tango.
Yep. No, I just figured that you might have been one of the few people who knew he was a mathematician first.
And I remember, like, when my mother was still alive, when I had a car, I had a tape of the Dr. Demento, and I always, like, fast forward past the Masochism Tango when she was in the car.
Yeah.
Until one day I forgot, and it's like, he just started blaring, as I would dance to the Masochism Tango, let our love. And I'm like, oh, let me just get that. And she's like, no, leave that on. It's like, I really don't want to leave this on.
Okay, what? Well, did you let it play I Hold Your Hand in Mine?
She just insisted I let the song play out, so I let it play out. Because most of the song was fine, but that was one song I didn't want to listen to with my mother in the car. Actually, I'm surprised my current van still has a CD player.
Why, what year is it?
2010. You can
Well, mine's a 2008, and it came with the 6-disc CD changer.
I mean, I suppose you can still put CD players in cars. Especially, I imagine, like, especially if you're, like, on long road trips where you don't have good internet connection.
I mean, I get a USB to plug into the car, play through that.
Although you can still get MP3 players and just...
Yeah, actually, on my last car, on my Ford Focus, I know it wasn't the original equipment, but whoever had it before me had put in a stereo that actually had a USB port, so I could just plug a USB stick into it and would play the MP3s.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, I got a little portable little radio for that.
Yep.
2 actually, but
I have this radio from AliExpress. It costs 16 euros, and it even shuffles the music from a USB stick. How can you beat that?
I'm surprised you can't buy albums on USB stick or SD card.
Yeah.
I want to find a USB player that has physical buttons on it so that I can put it in my car and I can wire it into the buttons on the steering wheel. You know, so I can just use the buttons on the steering wheel to skip tracks when I'm driving.
I don't know. I never have these cars that are that new. I only have one button on the steering wheel, and it does meep meep.
Yep. Well, like I said, mine's 18 years old already, but if I take care of it, there is.
Mine's 23 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, just if I take care of this with the reputation these drivetrains have, it actually has a chance of lasting me another 30 years.
The one I bought, it has absolutely no speck of rust on it, wherever. It is absolutely marvelous.
900 euros. And it's like one of those mythical cars that was owned by a granny.
It was 800.
800.
Yeah, 800. And it was owned by a granny. Granny died. The son got it, and he parked it on a sidewalk, against the sidewalk. So one of the wheels was a little bit crooked. It got repaired, but he sold it to a trader, to a car trader, and I bought it from him. So I'm the second real owner.
Yeah.
And it has always been inside, and it is so beautiful.
Well, that's the same with my van. That, you know, it only had one previous owner. It was always garage kept, so it has absolutely no visible rust on it. And it only has it has still less than 130,000 miles. And the drivetrain in these things has a reputation for going to 300,000.
What do you say?
So with the amount I drive, that should last me for as long as I'm still capable of driving.
Mine is 65,000 miles. There's this quick calculation. This thing is almost new.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
so
sometimes you have to run into something like this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to finish signing up for a CPR class so I can do my certification. That's gonna be fun.
We're just past the 2-hour mark here. Should we wrap up for the day?
No, we're not in a hurry. I'm just reminding myself things I need to do because I know it because it's just I need. Actually, I'm surprised someone isn't upset with me. I didn't do my usual take a nap after I come home thing.
Yeah, well, you know, I still have to finish the stuff I was supposed to have done last weekend.
I still have to finish stuff I should have done last year.
Well, that's under the pile of what I had to do last weekend as last year, but
I'm just happy I got some grade. I finally finished grading that algebra test. Now I've got business math test to grade, and I've got grade from more computer science classes to do.
Yeah.
You reminded me of something that I have to review. Imaginary numbers. Because there's so much I've forgotten when I tried to explain things in calculus in that conversation. Things that I learned in the college, and then I realized so much I've forgotten. It's been 5 years since I've been to community college.
yeah, that's higher math than I ever got to.
Well, as much as we use algebra a lot more than we think in real life, and we use a lot of advanced math every day we don't even realize is advanced math. But I don't think I have ever needed to FOIL something out in real life. or use the quadratic formula.
Well, yeah, I know I use a lot of algebra and geometry in daily life. And I taught myself just enough of trigonometry for doing geodesic domes.
Trigonometry, well, trigonometry actually is something you can use a lot in
Trigonometry.
real life.
Yeah, and I need to reveal it because I've forgotten the half something formula and a bunch of the other things, which are not just variations of a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
That's actually one of the biggest things you'll need. You'll also need like similar triangles. It's just a lot of, like, if you debunk flat earthers, you need a lot of trigonometry because they often don't understand what they're doing with it.
Well, yeah, the a squared plus b squared equals c squared, I filed that under geometry because it's just, just enough to, calculate triangles on a flat surface. I only need to get into trigonometry when I was trying to map triangles onto a sphere.
Well, just remember, in spherical geometry, a right triangle can have 3 right triangles.
Yeah, that's what kept throwing me off, was that mapping it onto a sphere, the 3 angles did not necessarily equal 180 degrees.
And I think I've also forgotten how to convert radians to degrees and vice versa. I remember it's simple, but I just forgot.
It's either 180 over pi or pi over 180. I forget which one is which, but both are used.
I never learned that. I just make stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I had to learn it for, was to know what angle to cut the parts at.
Yeah. I just make it as I see it, and so far it worked. But I'm not in precision working. I'm just making it run.
The person who's teaching me how to play guitar is like, started the first session, was like, "You are a mathematical genius. So is everybody." It's like, I don't consider myself a mathematical genius, but I'm willing to bet I probably. It's like, I've learned more math than most people, but it's like, I don't know. I think it's like it's one of those things where the more you learn, the more you know there is to learn, and the worse you're going to estimate yourself to be.
I must be a genius in something, but I haven't discovered it yet.
Well, he was just trying to. I mean, he was just trying to say it's. There's a lot of math and music, but it's like.
Yep.
But he didn't realize I was a math teacher.
Isn't guitar math like in base 8, though?
No, it's not an octal.
Oh. I thought the musical scale only had 8 notes.
Those are octaves, not octal.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought it worked on the same
Remember L'Hopital's rule, but how did it exist that I'd done it? Got as far as vector fields, and that was the COVID semester. And I had one of the worst teachers who expected you to know it without giving it to you.
Yeah.
So he'd erase with one hand, right with the other, expect you to know it, and oftentimes he had such a high opinion of himself, he would waste 30 or 40 minutes of the class time. He didn't come prepared, and he wrote down the wrong thing, and it's like, okay, 40 minutes. And it's like, oh shit, I fucked up. And then he solved it in like 5 minutes. So he wasted all your time there. And then COVID hit, and it got even worse when you weren't in the room.
So just remember that in math, 3/4 and 6/8 are the same thing. In music, they are not.
Yeah, well, I should clarify that I started doing the geodesic domes in the 1980s. So this was well before internets and cell phones. So yeah, I was doing a lot of this math on, pencil and paper, and I couldn't look up the formulas very quickly.
Oh, the internet was around then, just not in widespread use.
Yeah, it wasn't really available to the general public at that point.
And the web wouldn't be invented until the late 80s.
Yep.
And very soon, I'm sure none of us will have internet access ever again.
Yeah. Well, since they're going to be pushing for you to have a government ID registered with every website, unfortunately, I think a lot of people will just cave into that, but it would not be smart to do so.
I think that's just the UK doing that. I don't think it's really gone over well in the US, except they just want to regulate mostly adult sites.
Yeah, but Discord started to push it, and it's like if one big company gets it through,
Discord
it's just gonna be.
Didn't go anywhere with that.
No, officially Discord did not say they stopped it. They just said that they have postponed rolling it out.
Well, people were not happy with them.
Yeah.
Now, I do agree, maybe saying you need to be 16 years old to use social media isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because we know these companies do use addictive algorithms that try to basically stimulate the same pleasures that gets the same pleasure centers that get people addicted to drugs.
I'm not opposed to the age verification for a lot of things, but I don't trust these companies to, send them a copy of my driver's license.
I don't trust Congress to regulate it because they're idiots.
Yeah. So they can do other methods of age verification. I mean, most of them ask for a credit card anyway, so they can verify your age that way.
I mean, one of the earliest ones was just asking your birth date.
But credit cards are really an American thing. In Europe, hardly anyone has a credit card. It's here. Here, it's very always everything goes with a debit card.
Debit cards and credit cards are essential.
No, they're not the same.
No, but they can still verify your age with it.
All right,
credit card, you can run up a crazy, idiotic debt.
Stop.
Debit card, you cannot do that.
Stop. Credit cards and debit cards are issued through the same companies. So yes, you can use debit cards instead.
Yeah, they can use debit cards to verify your age.
And I can't spend more money than I have. I am totally debt free. How many people in the United States can say that?
We're not going there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not exactly true. I only have my mortgage, but for the rest, I am totally debt free. And my mortgage is almost paid. I've been there, never want to be in debt again, ever.
Yeah, Brian Stevens says not going over well in the UK, but lawmakers are pushing it hard.
They just want to know everything of you.
Well, see, and that's the problem with the social media companies, that they want to know everything of me too, and I don't want to give a social media company that much information about myself.
Well, the problem is people have gotten savvy to what they're doing, so a lot of people are not sharing every little detail on social media anymore. People are using social media blocker programs that block social media tracking cookies.
Yeah.
And the tech savvy aren't doing everything on their cell phones unlike the teenagers.
Yeah. But, I mean, if we're going onto Facebook, it's like I don't want to give Facebook a government ID that already has more information about me than I want them to have.
I wouldn't, if it weren't for just older family members who are on it, I wouldn't even be on Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm not on Facebook, period.
I don't have an active account on there, but I have begun to see that the Facebook Marketplace would be useful for, like selling off a lot of my tools and things that are too heavy to ship.
Craigslist is still around.
That's the only thing I use it for the same.
I mean, you can do the same thing on Craigslist.
Okay, I thought Craigslist was only for psychopaths looking for victims.
It's for other things. Besides, a lot of those psychopaths have moved over to Facebook Marketplace. It's more graphical.
Yeah. But see, I don't hear anybody mention Craigslist anymore, so I didn't think anybody was actually, going there to buy anything.
They only go buy for things on AliExpress.
Yeah, but for buying used stuff, I see people, talk about Facebook Marketplace as being the main place they go to buy used stuff.
Yeah, I buy sometimes new stuff that is way cheaper than used stuff on AliExpress.
Yeah, well, AliExpress, you have to be careful if you're actually getting what you think you're paying for.
Nope. I always got what I paid for, and I never had one misser in it, ever.
Okay, well, I have, if you don't read everything carefully, I've seen them trying to pass off a lot of cheap knockoffs for name brand products.
Yeah,
Well, they are Chinese
it
companies.
is just what you're looking for. I'm not buying clothes or something. I just, besides, I don't give a shit about what brand clothes I wear. I get electronics there and components and stuff, and I never had one misser between it. Everything works, and everything is
Yeah,
works.
but if I'm buying Lego, I want to make sure that they're the Lego brand, because some of the Chinese knockoffs just don't have the same clutch power. They don't hold together as well.
I don't do Lego.
You heathen.
My son, I gave him about half a cubic meter of Lego, and then he just left it there, and it was standing in the way, and there was someone who really looked at it, and he really liked it and stuff. And I just gave it to him, and he still has it, and he still uses it, and it came on a good place. So,
Well, I was not good at keeping mine together in sets, so most of it is just dumped into bins of random parts. But somewhere in those bins, I still have the Lego I started collecting as a child in the early 70s.
yeah, but I mean, I'm a ham radio operator. I have a license and stuff, and the stuff I had to have got from AliExpress. It costs hardly anything.
Okay.
And I have things that cost like 50, 60 euros at most, and I talk all around the world with these things.
Well, I didn't know if you could trust AliExpress for like computer components.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't sure on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I have a web server running on an AliExpress main motherboard.
I wouldn't.
It runs for years now.
I wouldn't right now anyway, because the U.S. is pissing everyone off.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with the trade tariffs in the U.S. now, that kind of stuff is not as cheap as it was.
Yeah, but we live in Europe.
Yep. Hey, if I had a choice, I'd be living in Canada now, but that's just not been an option for me.
Help us, LDL, you're our only hope.
I keep trying to get Canada to annex us.
Yeah.
Hey, if Canada annexed all of the U.S. except for Washington, D.C., can we do that? If they didn't take Washington, D.C., that's not officially an invasion or something?
Works for me.
And then we
don't
can
know
leave all
whether
the
they
shit
would-
politicians behind.
United States of Canada. Make all the states provinces.
Yep. Well, or if they didn't want to take all of us, I did offer to just do a swap that Canada could take the upper Midwest and the U.S. could get Quebec, because Quebec is going to be pissed off no matter which country they belong to.
Yeah, and give all the lower parts of the U.S. back to Mexico.
Well, not all of them were part of Mexico, but
where they stole it from.
Can you see the MAGA people losing their shit if they have to start learning French?
or have to learn Spanish.
Well, they've already been losing their shit over that, so.
Spanish isn't even
I
that hard.
don't think Mexico or Canada would take a lot of the red states.
Spanish isn't even that hard to learn. Mi hablo español no es muy bueno, but...
No.
Sorry. Mi español no es muy bueno, but...
Either Spanish or French would be easier to learn than English would be if it wasn't your first language.
Sí. Pero mi español es como la mierda.
Yo no comprendo español.
And he said his Spanish is basically like shit.
No, like liquid shit.
The extent of my foreign language skills is I can say I don't understand you in 7 languages. And in every case, I will butcher the grammar well enough to just drive the point home.
Das kommt mir Spanisch vor.
What?
Das kommt mir Spanish vor. That comes to me as Spanish.
Ah.
I could. My Spanish was better about 20 years ago, but it's rusting away.
Yeah, I learned a bit of Spanish when I was in school, but I just don't remember any of it anymore.
Well, I had a Mexican girlfriend for 9 years. Then you learn it. I can tell you.
Were you on a Mexican radio?
Huh?
Old
I
song
don't know.
called Mexican radio.
If you have a Mexican girlfriend, it's possible the only thing you learn is Frenching.
No. I learned to speak basic Spanish in 3 months when I was in the permanent night shift on the airport because we were renovating one of the concourses there. And I just had it in my ears, and everyone thought I was crazy. I was talking to myself, but it was just repeating all these Spanish lessons. And I took Spanish or Mexican newspapers home to read them. But yeah, that is 20 years ago. And when you have no time or no one to practice it with, yeah, then it goes away quickly.
Well, I mean, Spain isn't near you because you have France in the way.
Yeah. But thanks to the Spanish, I can understand French a little now.
I was going to say, there are a lot more loan words in English from French than...
I don't... I tried to learn Japanese, but that is difficult. Whoa.
Yeah, deceptively so. You think?
I can only say very convincingly "good morning" in Japanese. That's Ohayo gozaimasu. That's all I can say. That's all I can remember. And when Japanese people start talking to me, I will look with them with these big eyes. What are you saying?
Yeah.
So were we going to be wrapping this up?
Yeah, let's go around. Now we're up to almost 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So Porpoise, what have you got going on?
Let's see. I just hit 8,000 followers on Clapper. About a day or two ago.
You're
Looks like
going
I'll be.
fast.
Well, it's a lot easier to build audience on Clapper. Looks like I'll be hitting 10K soon. So if you want to follow me there, it's Mad Computer Scientist 1. Mostly right now, I'm just trying to make it through. Ordered my master's robe with why it cannot be the same as the bachelor's robe, I don't know. Because the only difference you're going to see is if you look at the back of the sleeve, there's like hoods on there's like long flowing sleeves in the back. And apparently it comes with a new cap, so if someone, and I need to find a way to decorate it this time. If you want to follow me here, it's either the Sinister Porpoise, youtube.com/@the-Sinister-Porpoise1, or youtube.com/@the Mad Computer Scientist 1. Be excellent to each other, and so long, and thanks for all the fish. Also, I am the Sinister Porpoise. When you think of Sinister Porpoises, think of the Sinister Porpoise.
Accept no substitutions.
Nope.
So Ned, how about you?
As usual, I have nothing to say because I've been since Glober Mom passed away. I have never been active anymore on YouTube. We hope that we will do something soon with crazy space stuff and so like. And Ivy is nagging me. She wants to come back to YouTube and yeah.
Okay, Commander.
And also I'm probably going to do a stream this weekend. I'm just getting up the energy. I have rehearsing. What I'm doing is I'm doing a recording of it, watching it, seeing what and how it's going to flow. I'm just getting a backlog of material. And I also have to do a recording for Claire's a Hitchhiker's Guide thing, chapter 40, which is a bit long. And because of the accent and stuff, I actually don't want to just throw the text through the through an AI. I actually want to speak it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mage, what are you doing these days?
I think I finally got my electricity fixed.
Oh, good. You got somebody to come and look at it?
Yeah, the electrical company came by. They looked at the main line. That needs to be replaced, and they were out here Monday. Let me give it a couple weeks to see if it's actually repaired or not. At least a couple weeks.
Okay, but they're saying it was something outside the house.
Yeah.
So then that shouldn't have cost you anything, huh?
Yeah, it shouldn't cost me anything.
That would be nice.
Yes, that would be nice. That was a big concern for quite a while, trying to pin down exactly what the hell was going on. It was the pain.
Yeah, because I know, to get a professional electrician, even just to do an inspection, could get to be some money there.
Planning to try and do the midnight show if you show up.
Yeah, sorry about that last couple of weeks. My sleep schedule has been so wonky that I keep falling asleep around then.
And Molly is
Of course,
looking at me.
I'm up 2 hours later, but
And Molly is looking at me like, well, pet me some more. So I gotta go back to petting Molly.
well, of course, you always got to pet the floof. Okay, well, yeah, I don't really have anything planned. I know that I don't think this weekend, but Godless Granny is, planning some more streams continuing on what we did on her show last Saturday. So I expect that Jenny and I and Mage and probably Porpoise and whoever will probably be over there again sometime soon. And Godless Granny was also asking about if we were doing a fundraiser for Jenny, and I figured we would be doing something like that. I just needed Jenny to, set up like a GoFundMe or something so that, whoever's there with her that's going to handle her final affairs would have access to the money when the time came. So yeah, once we get that done, we will run a fundraiser for Jenny to cover her final expenses. And aside from that, I would just be back here again next week. So with that, we will bid you all a farewell. Be gay, don't get caught.
With what?